is important to me because it's a chance to have influence. It's a chance to make your voice heard and to represent all of the wonderful Arsenal fans who are members.
One of the things that's most important to me is keeping a close relationship with the club and being able to be a part of these kinds of events. And you know, I know that the AST has evolved and it's grown and it's changed with the differing ownership of our club, but to be able to come to events like this when I'm over keeps me connected to this club, and that's the thing that's most important to me.
It's all about fans having a voice, that voice being heard, there being an environment where you can discuss your views with other like-minded people, but also contrasting with other people that you don't hang out with all the time, and I love that mix of the AST.
Supporters groups like the Arsenal Supporters Trust, and congratulations on your 20th birthday, are so important for the game, because without you and other supporters groups, the game wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in a job. The pyramid would be dead, because it was 2 years ago, just outside there, that you and your fans were protesting before the Everton game about the European Super League, which would have killed English football, which would destroy the pyramid, which would actually have unpicked a lot of the fabric of society. So it's vital. You're the early warning system, the first line of defence for some of the charlatans who want to come in and ruin our game.
I love the fact that you get to speak to everybody. You can speak to the chief executive, the head of communications, down to people who work for the club, the photographers, the people that do the day-to-day work behind the scenes, which to me is really important from an accountability perspective. It's really good to hear from ex-professionals, current professionals, obviously experts in the game. I remember a meeting where we had ex-physiotherapists here, which was just fascinating to hear how it works behind the scenes. And I think we as fans need to hear that sometimes. It's all very well watching the players on the pitch, but to hear what goes on behind the scenes and how that works is fantastic.
I really like the way that the Arsenal Supporters Trust in particular has been able to be versatile in terms of responding to things that matter to fans. So that might be kick-off times, that might be broadcast times, that might be safe standing. Anything that comes up for fans, I don't see how else a club like Arsenal or any other football club in the Premier League really understands the depth of feeling around something like that without the fans.
We are a big family, a big network of different people, not just across the country but across the world. In the past few years we've gained more access to fans across the globe, and obviously having virtual meetings has allowed more people to get involved, and that's actually spread our expertise of what problems different people have, not just what we encompass who live locally to the club.
It's one thing to watch the club on television, it's one thing to occasionally come over for games, but I understand more about corporate governance, I understand more about the finances of the club. I feel more of a part of the way that this club evolves, and over the past 5 years, it's never been a more important time to be able to have those kinds of connections.
It's important that fans join supporters groups because you're stronger together, inevitably in a collective, and not simply as Arsenal fans joining together, but also joining forces with other fans. And I think we've seen with this, well, you saw with the protest, that everyone realised why we needed a regulator to support the fans, give you constitutional powers if the European Super League does come around again. And although the fans did brilliantly to see them off the first time, the regulator is still needed. So absolutely, the power of the fans, the power of the sort of constitutional weight behind a regulator is so important.
There's lots of things that the AST bring to the table which aren't really necessarily things you read about every single day in the newspaper or whatever, or on social media. So it's there to take from it what you will, and everyone is truly lovely.